There you were last year watching The Mandalorian. Show of hands, please. You saw Boba Fett pop up and you thought, he is dead. I saw him land in the Sarlacc pit where he is supposed to be digested over hundreds and thousands of years. The season of the Book of Boba Fett just started, and thankfully it answers that question right off the bat, and that was the highlight of the show for me. This was a half-hour show. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Boba Fett, it's an interesting character. He's always been really popular among fans, but if you add up his screen time in the original trilogy, it's minimal at best. And so I was curious what they would do with him. He was a fun part of Mandalorian Season 2. And now it appears that he is taking over for Jabba the Hutt. So one thing the first episode does not answer is, how did he get that position? The majority of this episode was spent with flashbacks, learning what happened after he was able to get out of the pit, what he had to go through to kind of get not where he's at, but into a freedom position where he doesn't have his armor anymore, and we find out he's a pretty good fighter even without the armor. But we don't really learn a ton about what's going on now. We see him in his throne room with his kind of starting to almost build his empire. He's kind of a wannabe gangster, but doesn't want to be, wants to be a nice gangster, not a mean gangster.
I intend to rule with respect.
This is one of those reviews where I sat down and I was thinking about the episode I just watched, and I want to give honest feedback as to what I thought about the show, and I have to catch myself. I am a huge Star Wars fan, so I don't want to give a show a good review just because it's Star Wars. I thought it was kind of a slow half-hour show. It did not advance the current plot too much. His backstory was it was interesting. I'm still not sure what the season's about. So if you watched any of my other show reviews, you know I love characters, and so the characters so far on this show are pretty good. I mean, we see some generic villains that look like ninjas come out, and they're dispatched of, except for one is saved. It looks like there is another rival gang challenging his authority. The only other main character on the show, Fennec Wand, she is kind of the bad enforcer girl. I thought her character was pretty cool, very similar to the role she played on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's really the only two main characters we have on the show. And then the episode really just like ended. It was weird. It didn't really give us a preview of what's going to happen next week. It didn't advance the plot. So I'm still wondering what this show is about. Clearly it's Boba Fett. He is a gangster. He wants to do things different than Jabba. And these are all things that were in the trailer. So if you saw the trailer, I'm not giving you anything new. So I'm going to watch it. I love Star Wars. Boba Fett's an interesting character. I like the flashbacks to Star Wars Episode 2, when he saw his dad, Jango Fett, was killed in the arena. And so I wonder, is he going to be all good guy? Is he going to go back to maybe being like a ruthless bounty hunter, or was he never bad at all? We just misjudged him because he said so little, and we just assumed, since he was working with the Empire, that he was this bad guy. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give this one a B. Now, the first episode of Mandalorian I watched, I was kind of a little hesitant, wasn't sure quite what we were getting. And I love that show now. So I'm going to give the directors and the writers the benefit of the doubt. And I'm going to keep watching this. But it'd have to be really bad for me to not watch it. I watch almost everything Star Wars. A lot of the audiobooks I listen to are Star Wars. So I do have a semi-biased opinion. If you're not a Star Wars fan, you might possibly have given this a really bad review, and walked away and said, I'm not watching that again. The only Star Wars show, in fact, that I have never watched, or past the first couple episodes, was Star Wars Resistance. Everything else I've really enjoyed. So I'm going to give this a B. Like I said, I'm going to hold off on the Gambit Paw of Approval. Gambit's a little undecided on this one. I am curious to see what they do with this show. It can be fun. Anything set in Star Wars is usually pretty fun. Are we going to get guest characters popping in like the second season of Mandalorian? Are we going to get like a gangster battle in space? I like gangster shows. That could be fun. I just don't know where we're going to go with this. I'm going to watch it again, and I'm going to try to keep up with the show and come out with a review after every episode. That's one thing I haven't done with some of my other previous show reviews, because I am a diehard Star Wars fan. So I'm curious to hear what you thought. Was this an epic show that you thought it would be? Was it a little bit slow, heavy on backstory, really setting things up? I'm hoping for a big episode 2 to kick us off and send us, let us know kind of where this journey is headed. Now, I love surprises, don't get me wrong. I just want to know, what's the arc we're kind of looking at. So yeah, let me know below what you thought. And if you could go down, hit that subscribe button, and then slide right up, hit the notifications button, so that every time I pop a video in, you see it. Because when you watch my videos, you're going to find something to brag about.